Some days feel written in advance, like history already knows how they'll end, and some days belong to the ones nobody was watching at all. Near the French border, early morning, 156.5 kilometers waited for the peloton. 2 marks on the map stood out to every rider, 2 Category 1 climbs, one in the opening kilometers, another midway through the route. Between them, a bonus sprint point where seconds would be handed out like currency. At the start line, everyone was doing the math. The yellow jersey holder, the strongest rider in the bunch, carried just a 14-second lead. Her closest rival sat hidden in the pack, waiting. Green jersey, white jersey, polka dots. Everyone was fighting their own private war. Nobody spoke the name of the Norwegian rider who, within hours, would rewrite the entire script. "It's going to be a classic finale," one rider said before the start. "We need to stay alert." No one guessed that the real reason to stay alert wasn't inside the peloton. It was being born far ahead of it. The first climb made its impact immediately. Riders who didn't belong there fell away. The 3 jersey holders scattered into separate groups. And then, with 84.3 kilometers still to go, one rider alone decided to leave everything behind and go. Sigrid Haugset, Norwegian national road race champion from a team whose name rarely made headlines. No expectations, no pre-race plan, just a moment and a decision. She opened her gap at 26 seconds. Behind her, the yellow jersey sat more than 8 minutes back, safe, unbothered. For her, today was about defending the jersey, not chasing a stage win. And that quiet indifference, that unspoken peloton politics became a gift for the lone rider riding her own fate up the road. The minutes ticked by. The gap grew. 1 minute, 32 seconds. Every team kept glancing sideways, waiting for someone else to take responsibility. Somebody else will chase. That silent, collective hesitation became the biggest weapon of the day. Sometimes a victory isn't built from effort, it's built from everyone else's inaction. The bonus sprint point came and went. Haugset took that too, not just distance now, but points on paper. She was the virtual race leader, still alone on the road, but suddenly, on the scoreboard, out in front of everyone. Then a name emerged, willing to take the risk. Lotte Kopecky, former world champion, Paris-Roubaix winner, a rider whose career already read like legend. She left the peloton behind, alone, with no teammate to share the load, just her own legs and a gap ahead that looked impossible to close. The second climb began. The overall contenders finally showed their cards here, a Kikusti-Taj, sizing each other up, holding position, hunting for openings. 2 bonus seconds were still on the table, and no one wanted to let them go easily. But the real story was happening up the road. Kopecky started clawing back time, 30 seconds per kilometer. The 4-minute gap shrank, 3 minutes, then less than 1. On the final climb, the gap had fallen to just 30 seconds. Haugset knew she was close. Every corner she glanced back, and every time that shadow looked a little bigger. This wasn't just a race anymore, it had become a psychological battle. A lone rider fighting herself while behind her a far more experienced rival closed in, meter by meter, 10 kilometers to go. Haugset's legs began to protest. The pain crept into her muscles. Every pedal stroke was now a decision. Don't stop, no matter what the body is screaming. "The truth is, I wasn't empty," she said afterward, "but my legs were starting to cramp. If I'd pushed any harder, they would have locked up completely." But behind her, Kopecky's charge was also slowing. Her chase, which had once seemed unstoppable, was running out of road. 120 meters, that's all that was left, and she couldn't close it. And when Sigrid Haugset crossed the finish line alone, it wasn't just a stage win. It was the first Norwegian victory in the history of the Tour de France Femmes. And with it came the yellow jersey, the crown of race leader. Behind her, the favorite sprinted for 3rd place. 4 bonus seconds were on the line. A seasoned rider stole that moment while the rest of the group watched it slip away. After the finish, Haugset was still catching her breath. "I couldn't believe she didn't catch me," she said. "I was thinking about my team. I had to give everything for them." A new top 10 emerged, new names, new gaps, new storylines that tomorrow's time trial would only complicate further. The previous yellow jersey holder still held a commanding overall lead, but today proved that in this race, nothing is guaranteed. This isn't just the story of one stage. It's the story of a moment when someone decides not to wait, to create the opportunity rather than wait for it to arrive. And it's also the story of that quiet, unspoken politics. This isn't just the story of one stage. It's the story of a moment when someone decides not to wait, to create the opportunity rather than wait for it to arrive. And it's also the story of that quiet, unspoken politics that sometimes, without anyone trying, turns an unknown rider into history. Because the most unforgettable stories in sport rarely belong to the ones everyone is watching. They belong to the ones who slip away quietly, alone, until far too late everyone else finally notices.